In this video, guys, I'm going to take you through my top 3 A+ setups of the week using ICT concepts. If you're new here, my name's Ruben and I post videos on futures, the Nasdaq and everything in between. My whole goal here is to provide educational content that is easy to understand. And if you haven't already, check out the link in the description of this video. I've got a free Discord, post plenty of things there too. Now, let's get straight into the video. Let's get into example number 1. And this was from a few days ago. Let's get straight into it. Right, so trade number 1, and we'll talk about the losing segment of this trade in just a second. Now the winning trade here, the idea that kind of framed this A+ setup was the fact that we pulled back down into optimal trade entry. I want you guys to notice that. I'll draw a circle here. So we pull back into optimal trade entry, number 1. Can you also see that we have a 3 drives pattern inside of optimal trade entry, number 2? Can you also see that where I've entered from, the second entry is an inversion fair value gap, and this entry is inside of a macro? That's really important. So when I'm entering a trade, when I'm looking for an A+ setup, I'm looking for price to react from key levels. In this case, it's optimal trade entry. Now taking a look at the actual winning trade here, the framework, the entry price, etc., you can see the entry comes from here, and I'm taking roughly about 15, 16 handles. That is sufficient on the trade. The entry comes as we create this inversion, and you can see, write this down, you can see how impulsive this candle is. It's really important. So you dig back down into optimal trade entry, we have a 3 drives pattern, we start to react back up, we reverse during this macro, and then I'd encourage you to look in your charts as well, guys. There was SMT between these two lows. Nasdaq was making higher lows and ES was making lower lows. SMT during a macro, inversion fair value gap, and targeting a premium CB. But that is not all. I thought price would go much higher, but I was just taking the fraction of the portion that I needed. If we take a step out here and zoom out, we can see how price moves up and then back down into discount and then back up into premium. And the whole idea of this trade is you want to be longing in a level of discount, and then if you want to short, you short in a level of premium. Would I short from up here, considering we got relatively equal highs? No way. And that's why I took my profits here, let the market do its thing, and then move on to the next trade. Now going back to the losing trade, this is a losing trade I took, and it was based on my stop loss placement. In hindsight, yes, I should have had it lower, but these things happen and mistakes will happen. You just have to have the ability to trust your analysis, trust your narrative, and come back if another setup forms. This is now the second A+ trade of the week, and this is from the London Open session from that day. And this video is actually a snippet from the live analysis section that I provide in my premium Discord. So this is what I wanted to see happen. It did happen, which gave me confidence to talk through it and execute on that trade. I'm just going to play out this video. You'll see my analogies, why I think price is going to go down, the A+ setup that I called out, and then we'll talk about what actually happened in the market. So I'll play this out now so you guys can see.
So looking at price action here, unless there's some SMT that forms, it does appear that we're going to move a little bit lower. In terms of like A+ reaction points, let's go to the 15-minute time frame.
Again, 15-minute time frame for me is the bell of the chart. I love it. Use it for fair value gaps. Use it for optimal trade entries. It's beautiful.
Now, look at this. Look how choppy that is. But ultimately, what I'll be doing is I'll be drawing a fib from this swing low to this swing high.
So I'm marking out what's called a dealing range here. This is a concept that ICT talks about all the time. And a dealing range is really important when you want to use optimal trade entry and look for fair value gaps in premium or discount.
And essentially be marking out the optimal trade entry of that range. And if you have a look at that, there is a little fair value gap down here. I know it's small, however, what's good about this fair value gap is that we've got some liquidity resting just above, and that there is Asian sell side.
So again, Asian sell side for me is classed from 7 o'clock to 12 o'clock, 7 p.m. 12 a.m. We've got a 15-minute fair value gap, optimal trade entry. Now we just need to see if the price actually reacts from there during a key time frame, and we'll get to that.
I'm not really looking to take shorts at the moment. Just because it's too much low resistance based on my models.
So again, I'm not looking to take shorts. Just exactly like I say there. I don't care if price sells off dramatically. I'll wait for that reversal reaction. Here you can see that I draw up my illustration of what I want price to do. Right, let me just move this up so you guys can see. Now hopping in the charts, guys, this is from the 15-minute chart. So that video that I posted was when price was sitting roughly about here. Now what did price do? Where did price react from? If I mark out this 15-minute bullish gap, look at how perfectly these bodies close within. And that's not random. And have a look at the time, right? If I actually zoom in now to the 1 minute time frame and we go back to that segment in price, you're going to see that this actually happened, this pivot happened during and around a macro time frame, and you can't make that up, right? So have a look at this pivot down here, and I talked about this in a previous video. Down the bottom here, there's a macro from 250 to 310. You cannot make that up. So this trade was all pre-planned with the Discord beforehand, and then we executed on that in our live call together. And for anyone curious, right, any inversion fair value gap here is an entry. Now this is trade number 3, and I've actually got a recording of this. So I'm going to play snippets of it, talk through my analysis, why I actually took the trade, And this is just a classic example of one of my models I teach in the Discord, using inversion fair value gaps, using macros, but a little bit more to that. And this trade was actually from yesterday, so Friday. Beautiful trade during the London Open session using the 150 to 210 macro, which I've marked it right here. Let's talk about what happened in the next couple of minutes. This is before I actually enter the trade, and you can see here what I'm looking for is I'm looking for an inversion fair value gap to form. Now you can't see the time yet, but when this happens is around a macro time frame, like we pivot around the macro, which is really important. So I'm waiting for that inversion to form, and then I execute off that inversion fair value gap. That's really important. So you can see exactly what I've done here. This is the macro. I've marked it out from 150 to 210. We're sitting in the optimal trade entry range. We've inverted this fair value gap. I've entered with this blue line as we're closing that fair value gap. And this here is my first TP, right? In a level of premium of the opposite range. Again, perfect retracement, perfect entry, perfect timing as well, because time and price. Macro's time, price is that inversion fair value gap. Now zooming a little bit further, I've taken a partial right here. Price is retraced. I wanted a turtle soup of that low. We get that, so I'll enter again. I take another partial on this swing high, and then the rest is removed at break even, which ended up getting stopped in profit as we push up. And again, guys, like the other trade, it's all pre-planned. I look for very similar things. So these things, when they happen, I consider this as A+, and that is exactly what you're trying to find with your own model. You guys have now seen my top 3 A+ setups for the week. You've seen the executions, the pre-market calls, the winners, the losers, how things happen in the market, and how you have to adapt to become profitable and to maintain that profitability. It's not always about winning. It's not about that. You can take losses and then take wins, but you just need to see repeatable things happen in the market. And for anyone that's still in this video, I appreciate you watching till the end. Each video now, I'm going to have a little summary towards the end of the video. It'll be about 1 or 2 minutes where we can talk about what happened, also talk about some actionable steps moving into the future. For anyone still here, anything I've talked about today, I'd encourage you to forward test that. If you haven't already, I've got a free Discord as well, so check that out in the link of this video. I've got a PDF there, 80 pages, summarizing ICT concepts. I've got summaries of the 2025 membership. And then yes, of course, I've got the premium section too. However, the choice is yours, and you can do it yourself if you really put in the work, right? We've got a great community there, great community here. And again, without you guys, this community does not exist. Everything I've said today is applicable to any session. So I've traded the Asian session using these models, the London session, the New York AM session, and also the PM session too. A lot of people that are in my Discord, they trade the PM session, the AM session, a range of sessions. For me personally, I'm from Australia, so it's a little bit too late for the New York session, but I like to trade mainly the Asian session and also the London session too. Roughly about 50-50 now. With my Discord with a premium, we're going into the London session 3 times a week. We go on Zoom. Plenty of information there for you guys, plenty of information here. And I'm going to continue creating videos like this. So hopefully, even if it's just one person, 2, 3, hopefully I can make some of you guys profitable, succeed in the markets. And the thing that I really like to preach, doesn't matter if I'm making a YouTube video or I'm going on a call on my Discord, whatever it is, simplify the process, right? Trust in yourself, submit to the process, submit to the time. Because when that time is right for you guys, it will happen. It will happen. And again, for those that are still watching, appreciate all the support. Can we get to 10K subs this year? That is the goal, guys, by the end of the year. And if we can make that happen, I've got a very special thing for you guys planned. But until that happens, guys, these videos will keep pumping out every couple of days, and I appreciate all the support. Until next time, we'll talk soon. Peace.